Hey, hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. I'm Jefferson Maganda, and I'm the founder of the Action Wealth Academy, the Action Wealth System, and the Action Wealth series of guidebooks and training programs that work with individuals and companies everywhere. We help them to look at their business model and help them to become more competitive in their local market as well as internationally, because you know how it is nowadays. It's much more competitive. You're not competing with your local market, you're competing with regional and international companies or people. So you have to stay at the cutting edge, and we give you those particular strategies to think in a different way, but also we look at your skills, your expertise, your business models, and see if we can help you create more income streams in whatever you're already doing. Because today it's impossible to rely on one income stream. You need to create 5 or 6, 10. The wealthy are wealthy because they have multiple streams of income. Never put all your eggs in one basket and just hope that nothing happens to that particular basket. And the final part is to understand it's not how much money you're going to make, it's how much you're going to keep. So we show you how to manage that, take that wealth and make it work for you. If you don't put your money to work, it's impossible to achieve that financial security that you're looking for. But the most important thing also is to protect it, because you know they don't sue people who have nothing. But the day you have something of value, it will be taken away from you until you learn to protect it. So many people were rich yesterday and they're poor today because they learn to generate an income, but they don't learn how to protect it. But not because we're going to take it with us, because we're going to use it to do good in the world. You use it to create foundations and programs that can go on to make a difference in the world well after we've left this planet. That's what we do. I'm also the author of 6 books, including my latest book, Wealthy Messenger: How to Position, Package, and Promote Yourself as an Expert. This book is about showing you that you have something, you know something that I don't know, but you take it for granted. You don't think it's valuable. And it doesn't matter whether you're a cleaner, a nurse, an accountant, a doctor, a lawyer, a surgeon, a mother, it doesn't matter what you do. If what you do can impact and help and serve one person, it can serve 100, 1,000 people. You just need to understand we live in a completely different world today than it was 10 years ago. You can reach people all over the world with technology today, but you need to amplify your message. You need to grow as a person. You have to be good. You have to be competitive. You have to stay at the cutting edge of whatever that you do. In order for that to happen, you have to decide to teach other people. When you decide to teach others, you grow as a person. Remember, the teacher always benefits the most. A lecture that will take you 1 hour to deliver could easily take you an hour, could easily take you a day or 2 days or a week or a month to put together, which means you benefit the most. So if you want to grow, and remember, we all get paid based on the value we bring to the marketplace. The more valuable you become, the more financially rewarded you are going to be. So if that's the case, we all should really focus and try to work towards us becoming wiser, better, stronger, more competent, because human beings, we have the ability to do that. We can become better than we were yesterday. We can become better tomorrow than we are today, but by intention though. Today the challenge is people are too much confused. They're too busy spending too much time on social media, watching TV, watching their phones. They don't have the time to think about themselves to grow. That's why for those who make a decision to shut everything out and focus on themselves and say, I'm going to be the go-to person. I'm going to choose this particular topic. I'm going to position myself as somebody who's a go-to, somebody can make and solve problems. People have this kind of challenge or problem. They are the movers and the shakers of tomorrow. And it doesn't matter whether you're 10 years old or 100 years old. You can pick a topic today and within 12 months join the top 10 experts in that topic. But we don't leave you there. We want you to create programs. We want you to generate an income. We want you to take this as a business, because so many people have made over the years, they're coaches, speakers, but they're kind of broke. I mean, I was there too, because they don't understand that if you don't give people something to buy, well, they can't buy from you. And if you don't generate an income, you cannot sustain that message, and you cannot develop the confidence that it takes to actually deliver a message that you want other people to understand. You won't have the ability to practice what you're learning. You won't be able to learn from the best of the best around the world. You won't be able to travel and be able to help more people, raise more money for charity, and be able to do more for the world. So you got to think of this as a business. So we allow you and we teach you how to, in this particular book, and how can you now create programs, package your message, whatever the message is, in the 5 ways of how people learn. People learn by reading about what that message of yours through books and articles and newspaper articles and blogs and whatever written material, special reports, anything that is written, people love to read. Make sure your information is available for people who love to read. But also make sure the same information is available for people who love to listen as to reading. Things they can listen to into their car or on the train, or when they actually just cooking or enjoying themselves, just running. Just create audio programs. But also don't stop there. Create products that people can watch, like a DVD, like a video like this. This could be part on DVD, could be on YouTube, could be on TV, could be anywhere. So let people get to see you, get to know you a bit more. But also create programs people can experience you. Meaning we can meet face to face. Here you see me on this video. Maybe we have never met before. Maybe we've met. But there's also another way we can meet in person. You get to see me. You get to see me how tall or small or big or fat or skinny or brown or yellow, pink. I'll shake your hands. I can talk to you. You can ask me questions. We get to know each other. We get to experience each other. They get to experience your message. Things like seminars and workshops, one day retreats, speaking, dinners, and so on and so forth. But also the final part, people get to master your message. Mastering a message takes time. So people can work with you a long time, either over weeks or months or years, through membership subscriptions online or offline, or coaching program when you meet each week or each month, and keep teaching them so they can take your information, try it out, and then if it works or it doesn't work, they have a few challenges, questions, they can work with you ongoing. So you need to create programs that meets all those requirements. Things people can watch, listen, read, listen, watch, experience, and master. And that's what we say, do books, audiobooks, special reports, workbooks, DVDs, CD programs, webinars and seminars, coaching, mentoring programs, one-day seminars, weekend seminars, retreats, membership subscription websites, membership subscription programs we meet every week. Turn those programs, translate them in different languages, licensing those programs, use those programs to raise money for charities, create trainer programs, certifying people in those particular messages so they can go and teach other people and spread your message. The most exciting thing for me is getting testimonials from countries I've never even been. Yes, I've traveled over 22 different countries or 47 different cities, but I've been getting testimony from countries I've never ever been, purely because people watch your videos, people read your articles, people get recommendation from their friends who connect with you on social media. You can do that too, and that's what this book is about. Once you create the program, then we show you how to go and promote your message. You must get out there and meet people and volunteer and speak and share. When you have the message positioned and set up, and then you have all these programs, even if you get them away for free, the universe will respond differently. You're growing as a person. You can get partners to help you sponsor your speeches, your programs. You can get people to affiliate and sell. You can be invited to go on television. You can go and speak in churches and community centers and schools and corporations, and you can go and even give away stuff for free. Let them get to know you, and then they can do business with you. The programs allows you to learn to earn a 6-figure income year one. And then you go to expand, because I believe once you have enough income to cover your basic needs, then you're happy, then you can go on more to build up more wealth for others, because the only reason we generate wealth is to give it away. We don't take it with us. One of the things that I teach in this particular program is how can you take what you know and use this to do good. Take your wealth to make a difference in the world. You see, if you're thinking about writing a book or think about teaching other people, let me tell you the 5 reasons why I believe you need to do this. 1, teach because you're going to grow. Teach because you want to grow. I said earlier, we get paid based on the value we bring to the marketplace. If you're not teaching, it's impossible to grow. You cannot learn something if you're not going to share with other people. But when you're going to share with other people, you're under pressure, you invest more, you learn more. You find best practice because you don't want to be embarrassed on stage. So it forces you to grow. 2, you set higher standards. Jesus, you need to set some higher standards. If you're not an expert, you're not a leader within the community, within your country, then it's impossible to stay on the higher ground. You will get distracted in this, crazy stuff that people seem to spend their time doing. Watch television, watch YouTube, and see the videos seem to have millions and millions of hits. And things that you can't even believe people actually do. A cat humping a cat, and it's got 10 million views. Why? Because that's majority of human beings want to be. They don't want to think. They just want to sleepwalk through life. They just don't care. They just want to be born and die quick. They don't want to know what's going to step out of that. Step on a higher ground. Be a person going to create something can impact people, because even though they're watching the cat humping a cat, but when real problems come to, they're looking for you to help them solve the problem, because that cat humping a cat is not going to solve the problem at all. That's why it's much easier to succeed today than it was years ago. You can do business with somebody living in China, from Africa, or from North America, or from Europe. It wasn't possible before. You're watching this video, maybe we have never met before, maybe we've met. But the fact of the matter is, if you get to know me, and you get to trust me, maybe we can do business together. The third is responsibility. You see, if we're still alive, and some people didn't wake up this morning, it means that there's a reason why we're here. If we're here for that reason, you got to ask yourself, what is my purpose? What am I here for? And in order for you to do that, start to teach others. When you teach, you grow. When you grow, you become a leader and a contributor to the community. And when the problems happens in your community, they'll be calling you to help fix issues. Now, there are 2 types of responsibility. There's you who don't feel you've achieved massive success, but you actually have a job, you have some kind of a skill you can actually be good at, you can be better at. I'm a Ugandan who live in the UK, traveled in 47 different cities, like I said. But the fact of the matter is, what would be my country's benefit? Is the money I send home? No, it has to be the skills I've developed over the years that when I go home, I should be useful to my country. Now, what can you do if you live in different countries, or you live in your own country, but you feel you need to do more to expand or share what you know with people all over the world? If you ever go on holiday anywhere, go and share what you know. Now, if you're already a successful person within your community, don't make a mistake thinking what you know is not useful, it's not valuable to your community. Don't say when you do it, you're helping them. No, you're helping yourself. How many kids have I hired from middle of Africa, middle of India? Basically, my friends on Facebook tells me, I've got a youth program for kids. They tell me they've been inspired by Steve Jobs. These kids never met Steve Jobs. Maybe don't even never seen, an Apple, or they never owned an iPhone in their lives before, but actually been inspired by the guy who died, in a different country, never seen him before. Why? Because that man or any successful person at the really highest level, they understood that the more you share your story, the more you share your beliefs, your philosophies, the more the universe responds to you. That's what those kids can say, that I've been inspired by Steve Jobs. They never met him, but they watched his videos. They've read everything, talk about it, but they go and search, what this guy's got to say? I'm an African. There's so many Africans who've been completely impacted our community. But when you go and search them on YouTube, you can't find anything about these people, because they have not understood the value of sharing what you know through video and books and programs. And we want to help them to understand that, not because they're making more impact to the community, they're making impact more to themselves, and their corporation will grow more, because all of a sudden, the marketplace, the world is starting to realize that we have the people within the continent, within the world, within the community, because I believe the power are within the communities. The solutions are within the communities. But if we don't help the communities to understand the value of the knowledge, understand the more you teach, the more you grow, and when you grow, everybody benefits, then how could you expect the kids in the middle of India can get that inspiration. I've been inspired by people who are successful, people who are not successful. Kids who I saw at the age of 11 who are working, and I'm thinking, if they're working, I can work too. Kids I saw go to Kampala and start working in the garage, and I'm thinking, you know what, if they can do that, I can do that too. The boy riding a moped and say, how did he manage to get that? Because he was a young kid. I looked at him and said, if you can have one of those, maybe I can have that. There are people inspired me purely because I see them successful and say, I want to learn something from him. Or the people I said they're really doing badly and say, you know what, I don't want to do what that guy is doing. Either way, you take that responsibility to share what you know, and do not take what you know for granted purely because you think you're a nurse, a cleaner, a mother, a father. You know, what do you know, a mechanic, what do you know is valuable. Start sharing with others. You will understand that there's a way to turn that into an income, but that's the next part. The first part to fill in your life that, you know what, I'm a worthwhile, I'm a useful part of community, of society, and that's where success begins. Start from that inside. 4, leave something behind, for goodness sake. You know, your house will disappear, your wealth will go. When you leave, they'll mess it up. But your beliefs, your philosophy, your books, your articles, your programs, your videos, they will never go away. They'll be there 100 years from now. Why wouldn't you want to leave? What do you know? Why wouldn't you want to tell your story to inspire the people to do so? Because you did not know. And that's why I wrote this book. And that's why I'm recording this video, to tell you that you know what you know can empower and inspire somebody. And it doesn't matter whether you're 9 years old or 90 years old. You can go and decide to learn something today. If you're a kid watching this and you're good at swimming, start teaching other kids how to swim. You see how good you're going to become. You see how more responsible you're going to become to learn your own craft. And the more you learn, the better you become. And guess what? It opens more doors for you. And number 5, financial freedom. You see, financial freedom is something that you don't just wake up one day and it just happens. You start from deep in there to feel that, you know what, I can wake up one day and can go somewhere, I can generate enough income to take care of my family. But because you're good at something, the ability for you to network and work with some of the most successful people in the world, to actually work with the people who are movers and shakers to help you basically take your craft, because nobody can succeed on their own. You need successful people to be within your corner, within your network. But no one wants to be around somebody not successful in anything. If you're a successful mechanic, you're going to be doing cars for successful, business owner or traders who'll give you some ideas and skills and solutions and tips on how to take your company or to take your little money, invest in somewhere else because you're good. But how do they know you're a better mechanic compared to the other mechanic if you're not teaching that? If you're not writing books on the subject, you're not the go-getter, you're not the key person, you're not the go-to person in that particular area because you don't value what do you know. I need to tell you, it starts from as simple as teach. All my 6 books have opened more doors than anything I could imagine. I didn't understand that until about 15 years ago. I never told people that I grew up as a poor kid during the war. All those kids you see running around, carrying stuff on their head in Somalia, in Ethiopia, that was me. I was one of those kids. I worked from 9 years old. I was repairing cars at the age of 11, 12. Selling cosmetic stuff, learning to buy and sell, making a profit almost from the age of 9. I didn't understand all that meant. I came to the UK as a 16-year-old, and because I was so skinny, I understood I couldn't do manual labor jobs. I had to find a way how to earn money, not work as hard. But the one thing I knew is selling. So I got involved in selling. And that's where I was introduced to this concept of human beings who have the ability to grow. I mean to tell you, no one has all the answers. But you need to step out to become one of the person. You're going to share what you know. In the process, you're going to attract other people. And I hope this video kind of touches something in you that can make you think and say, you know what, maybe I need to think differently about my life. Life is too short. The average person lives about 75 years old. Some might live 100, some less than 75. But if you take 75, divide by, how many days in a year, You have less than 28,000 days. 28,000 days. Actually 27,300 give or take days. Under 650,000 hours. That's not a lot of hours. So how are we going to use those hours effectively if we're still alive? We see so many solutions are required all over the world. What solution are you fixing? I'll leave you with this. Make a decision to teach because you can grow. Make a decision to stand up and set higher standards for yourself. Take responsibility and understand in order for you to grow, in order for you to be better, your community must be better. And that can only happen when you teach and share what you know. Make a decision to leave something behind. And I don't mean your cars and whatever, your beliefs, your stories, your philosophies, and create foundations and programs that can go on to help other people well after you're not here. And set some financial strategy and achieve some kind of freedom, because life is too short to go through it in pain when you can easily do it. And as a result of doing all those 5, there's absolutely no reason why you cannot live a little bit of a better life, a higher life, I call it. I really hope that helps. Until next time, you take care and God bless. Bye for now.